From Left Side, Right Side Games, I'm Artie Q. Peppleton, and this is Chalking Points. This week we've got a question from Lynn, who wants to know about expressions that involve the numbers 7, 9, and clouds, like seventh heaven or on cloud 9, which, in German, she says, is cloud 7. What's the deal? Well, to be in seventh heaven, as well as being on cloud 9, is to be extremely happy. In this usage, seventh heaven dates to the late 18th century, and cloud 9 is a 20th century expression. To explain cloud 9, which is sometimes cloud 7, we have to first explain seventh heaven, and the importance of the number 7 in ancient Jewish and Islamic cosmology. That's a curveball, ain't it? See, before the invention of the telescope, astronomers could only see 5 planets with the naked eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, as well as the Sun and the Moon. About 1900 years ago, Jewish scholars adopted the Greek model of the universe, which stipulated that the Earth was a sphere that everything else orbited around, and that the universe was composed of 7 additional concentric spheres, sort of like the layers of a gobstopper candy. Talmudic scholars and Islamic astronomers both postulated that each concentric sphere was another layer of the firmament, of the sky, kind of the way we have a spherical model of the Earth's atmosphere today. And in each layer of the firmament, or heavens, was contained another layer of paradise. According to this model, God's realm is beyond the 7th heaven, the furthest and largest concentric ring. The 8th heaven is a non-physical realm that cannot be comprehended by human beings. In Islam, there is a lot tree, the Sidrat al-Muntaha, the lot tree of the extremity, that marks this boundary, and the Prophet Muhammad journeyed to this tree to receive instructions from God. Thus, being on 7th heaven is the closest a human being can expect to get to the Creator, and therefore the happiest a human could ever be. What has this got to do with Cloud 9, though? Let's ask Dante! See, Dante Alighieri was a 14th century Florentine poet best known for his Divine Comedy, so called not because it was funny, but because it had a happy ending. In this work, Dante travels through hell, purgatory, and finally heaven, and at the very end, he witnesses God and gains full understanding of the cosmos. Easy peasy, right? Well, Paradiso, the last book of the Divine Comedy, chronicles Dante's journey through 9 layers of heaven, which is the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the fixed stars, and the Prima Mobile. The what? And the what? Okay, the fixed stars were any visible star that wasn't the Sun. They were all imagined to exist in one faraway sphere, and the Prima Mobile, the first mover, is the sphere that provided all the apparent motion in the heavens, causing the Sun and the Moon and the other planets to rise and fall. None of this jives with modern astronomy, but that's fine, because we're not here to discuss modern science. We're here to discuss modern language as influenced by older science. Now, according to Dante, who was using Renaissance astronomy based on Aristotle and Ptolemy, these 9 spheres were all surrounded by the Empyrean, a layer of heaven which was, again, immaterial and inaccessible by human beings. Now it's the 9th layer of heaven that is closest to God, instead of the 7th. So you have these 2 competing cosmologies that by the 18th century have waned in relevance with the invention of the telescope. Now people only use them in literary references, and that's where the idioms come from. Now, the first reference I could find to being on a numbered cloud is from a novel about a jazz trombonist from 1956. Quote, "She's off on cloud 7, doesn't even know we exist," end quote. The first time we see cloud 9, according to the OED, is 3 years later in 1959. Now, I can't prove precisely how Cloud 7 became Cloud 9 more often in English, but I expect it's just cultural. There's a famous Temptations album and song named Cloud 9, and it came out in 1968 and possibly helped cement the usage we know today. I can't be sure of that because I don't have the usage data for that expression. Yo, computational linguists, get at me. So, Lynn, thank you very much for your question. As always, you can submit your queries to me on Twitter, Facebook, right here on the tube of you, and on our website, lsrsgames.com. Until next time, laugh, learn, light up your language. I'm Artie Q. Peppleton, and I'll see you around. Click here for a taste of that smooth Temptation sound. Ooh, so smooth. So smooth. Like peanut butter. Tasty peanut butter for your ears. Okay, bye.